Hi, this is Nick, and today I'll be showing you how to use the Pipe Guardian iOS app to control a family of smart water devices. Begin by downloading the app from the Apple Store and running it. We are at the login screen. Now we're going to say register a new account to register as a new user of the app. So go ahead and enter your first name, your last name, an email address, and then a password to use with the app. Okay, now we say register, and it says thank you for registering. Now we can look at our units, and each unit comes with a card which has a serial number and access code. So we're going to begin by registering a HydroGuard. So we look at its card and enter its information. Okay, now we say register, and we are the owner of the unit. And we're going to connect the unit to our home Wi-Fi network. So go ahead and enter your Wi-Fi network SSID. You can type in a different one if you need to. Also go ahead and enter your password. Okay, then we select our country from the drop-down list and enter our zip or postal code. And then we can see HydroGuard last contacted the server at this time. So we say start. Please turn off any running water in your home, including your swimming pool fill valve. So we say done. Now unplug HydroGuard from the wall, wait a few seconds, and plug back in. And that's done. Now we're going to wait 15 seconds for HydroGuard to boot up. And if we were to set up a Trident or a Poseidon, it would be the exact same setup process. All right, now we're going to say join. And we're sending the data. Okay, now we're going to wait 45 seconds for HydroGuard to connect to your router. Okay, HydroGuard is connected to the internet. Please leave your water off for the next 2 minutes. So we say done. HydroGuard is set up and you should receive water data within an hour. So we say done. Now we're taken to the Name Units page to name our unit. So go ahead and click on the HydroGuard. And now we'll be renaming the unit Home. And we say save. All right, now it's called Home. And we say back. Now we're in the settings page, in the settings menu. Let's go ahead and go down to register a new unit to register a second unit. Now we're going to register a Trident smart valve. So look at the card that comes with Trident, enter its serial number as well as its access code. Okay, and say register. Now we're the owner of the unit, and again, we would go through the exact same process to connect the unit to our home Wi-Fi, but you don't need to see that again. So we say cancel. Okay, now we go to name units, and we are going to name our Trident Home as well. And we say save. Okay, now it's named Home. Okay, so now we're going to pair the valve with the HydroGuard. So we go down to assign valves to units. So go ahead and click on the HydroGuard. Now click on the Trident. And now whenever the HydroGuard detects a water leak, Trident can shut off your water remotely. So we say save. Okay, and it's assigned. And we say back. Now let's go to the status page and see what's going on. Now it would be helpful to look and see what an alarm would look like. Now, anytime you want to view the latest information from the server, simply press the home key to minimize the app, and then re-maximize the app and get the latest data. And we can see our alarm. Also, whenever any of your units gets an alarm, you and all of your emergency contacts will receive an email telling you about the alarm. And then you can look and see the problem in your app. Okay, so we've got a possible water leak. You can also get an alert if your pipes are freezing and going to burst, or if your pipes are excessively hot. We can click the red truck on the left and call a plumber for help. Let's cancel that. Now on the right, we can shut off our water remotely to prevent damage to the home. Now in this case, the water was already off, but normally your water would be on. So let's say your water is on. So simply click the valve and then turn water off, say yes, and within a minute, Trident will be shutting off water to the home and preventing damage. Now, we can also let our emergency contacts know if we're unable to get the alarm or if we are getting it. Let's go ahead and say, I'll get it. Now, you and all of your emergency contacts will receive an email notification that you're responding to the alarm, and they know that they don't have to. Now let's go to more info, and we can see what the water flow is like leading up to the alarm. If you get a pipe freeze alert, you'll see the pipe temperature leading up to the freeze condition. Down here, we can see personal feedback for how to resolve the problem. We can go back to who is responding. So we've gone home, responded to the alarm, and fixed it. So we can say cancel alarm. Now you and all of your emergency contacts receive an email letting them know that you've canceled the alarm and there's no problem. So we are back on the status page. Alright, so we can see this is our home HydroGuard unit. We can see what the weather is like where our HydroGuard is, even if we're far away. We can see the status is there's no alarm. We can see the temperature of the pipe. We can see that currently water is off to the home. So let's click on our valve, turn the water back on, and within 1 minute, Trident will be turning on water to the home. Alright, now we can see that the alarm is armed. We can click the alarm clock right here to mute alarms. So let's say, for example, you're filling your pool up with your garden hose and you don't want to get a flow alarm. Then you can set some number of minutes, hours, or days that you want to not receive any alarms from the unit. So we say mute. Okay, and now every minute this mute time will count down until it reaches 0, and then you'll get alarms again. If you want to end your alarms, if you want to end your mute early to receive alarms again, simply click your alarm clock and set it to 0 minutes or hours or days. And we say mute. Okay, now the mute time is 0 and the alarm is armed again. You can see down here that your daily water use is on track to be below your 7-day average, which is just a personal analytic about your water use. And then down below it, we can see the current rev of the app, which is 1.2. Now we can go to usage to view our water use history. So this is our usage today. You can see we've used almost no water. We can click the left arrow to go back to previous days, and you can click the right arrow to go forward. You can click on current minutes, and we can see what our sound levels are like today. If you go back to previous days, then you'll see the water use in minutes per hour. Now, HydroGuard is a smart leak detector, so it detects water usage in minutes per hour, not an exact amount of flow. If you're using a Poseidon smart water meter, then you'll be looking at your water usage in gallons or liters. So again, we can go back or forward, and then we can go between a line chart and a bar chart. Down here, we can see how the weather affects our water usage in this table. We can go to week and see our water usage throughout the week. You can click left arrow to go back, right arrow to go forward. You can click on current minutes, and now you can see your current water usage for this week in blue and last week in purple. So you can just see are you using more or less water than you did on the same day last week. And you can click between those two, of course. You can also see how the weather affects your water usage, and you can click between temperature and humidity. Okay, you can also go to month, and month works the exact same way as week. And you can go to year, and year works the same way as month. Now in the current view, you can click on any of the bars to go to that month, and then click on any of the days to go to that day. Also in week view, you can click on any of the days to go to that day. All right. You can also set a monthly goal to conserve water and save money. Now, HydroGuard is going to track your water usage in time. So basically, you're setting a goal for how long we want to be using water. And although this is not the exact amount of water we're using, it's a very good estimate in helping us conserve and just spend less time using water. If you're using a Poseidon water meter, you'll have a goal in gallons or liters. So we can see our current goal for October. We can see how much we've used in the light blue bar, and then below it we can set what we want our goal to be. So let's set our goal this month, and then we say save. All right, now we can see on the graph our goal bar is in green and how much we've used is in blue for October. Now once we've exceeded our goal, then the bar will turn red to show that we've gone over our goal. So we can also click on any of the bars to go back to that previous month, or we could click the left arrow. Okay, so we can see in September that our nightly water use is lower than normal. As we look back at previous months, we can find out if we're using more water than normal in the morning, at night, and on weekends. And we have other analytics as well. All right, now in the settings menu, we can select the unit, and now simply click the unit to select it. We're going to stay on HydroGuard for this demo. So we say back. We've already seen name units. Simply click on any of the units to rename them. You can manage your emergency contacts. So we can go ahead and add some emergency contacts, like we could add in a friend or family member, and then we can share our water alarms and water data with them. So let's go ahead and enter their name. And their email. Okay, so we say save. Now they're one of our emergency contacts. And so we say save. Right, and our list of contacts is saved. And then we say back. Now let's go ahead and assign that contact to our units. So we say assign contacts to units. You can click on any of the units to assign contacts to them. And you may want to assign different people to different units if these units are physically far apart. So let's go ahead and click on Trident. Now let's click on our suggested contact. And now we can set their level of access to the unit. They can be an emergency contact and only receive alarms. They can be a user and receive alarms and water data, or they can have full access and be allowed to change unit settings. So let's make them a user and say add them. Now we can also click on HydroGuard and add them to HydroGuard. So we add them to both. At a later time, we can click on them and then we can change their level of access, or we can remove the contact from the unit and they're no longer part of it. So let's go ahead and add them. Okay, now this contact is assigned to our units, and when we get an alarm, they can help us in response to the alarm. Okay, we've already seen how to assign valves to units. Simply click on the HydroGuard, and then if it's got no unit assigned, then click the Trident to assign it. If it's already got a Trident assigned, then clicking on the pair will ask you if you want to unpair them. So let's say yes to unpair, and then if we wanted to repair the Trident with the HydroGuard, simply click the Trident, and now they're repaired. So click Save. Now we click back. Okay, we've already seen how to register a new unit, which you can do at any time. We've seen connect unit to Wi-Fi. You can also set up cloud APIs. So simply enter an email different from the one you use to log into the app and a password. And then you can use the cloud APIs to access the data. And you'll be able to, in a short time, use this to connect HydroGuard to your preferred smart home, whether it's a Google, Amazon, etc. Okay, so that's setting up the cloud APIs for smart home. We can also set unit alarms. So we click that. We can see how long to allow water flow before getting an alarm, how long to allow the pipes to be hot or cold before getting a temperature alarm. We can alarm when water is flowing, or click this for not flowing, and this is useful for hydroponics, but we want to alarm when water is flowing. We can set the high and low temperature before we get pipe temperature alarms. You can also automatically shut off water when there's an alarm, and what this means is if HydroGuard detects an alarm and it's got a Trident paired to it, then Trident can automatically shut off your water without you even needing to be involved. We can display temperature in Fahrenheit or Celsius. We are showing water flow in minutes, and we can adjust our sensitivity threshold. So for most people, the default of 130% is fine. Occasionally, users might have trouble picking up like one of their bathroom faucets, and so they can make it more sensitive, maybe down to like 120. On the other hand, if you're getting false alarms, simply make it less sensitive, up at maybe 140. But for most users, the default sensitivity is perfectly fine, and we say save. All right, and we say back. Now, we can also set times when we don't want to have water flow alarms. Let's say, for example, we're running our sprinklers every week. We don't want to get water alarms. So we have 4 sets of times when we're not going to have flow alarms. You can turn them off by simply clicking on off. So let's turn the others off, and let's set one. Let's say that on Sunday morning, so unclick Wednesday and click Sunday at, let's say, 7 a.m. Okay, at 7 a.m. for 1 hour, we are going to deep water a tree, and we don't want to get flow alarms. Okay, so once you're happy with that, you say save. All right, and we've set the no flow alarm times. So we say back. And of course, if you have any questions at all, please contact us. We're happy to hear from you. You can also click log out, and you can log in as a different user or register as a new account. Or if you ever forget your password, let's say you're setting up the app on a new phone and you don't remember your old password, simply type in your email address and then click email password reset code, and then you'll receive a code in your email, and then click reset your password, and then you would type in the password reset code and the new password you want, click submit, and you've got a new password. In conclusion, this has been the Pipe Guardian iOS app tutorial. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, please contact us.